ओमज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। One of the sannyasis in iskcon was asked that if you get two options to choose and you have to choose only one, whom will you choose? And the two options were very difficult. One was Krishna and other was Gauranga. And this sannyasi, he speaks mostly about Krishna and hardly about Gauranga. So he's asked, and then he said, I will choose Gauranga. And then the devotee is asked, why so? So the sannyasi said that Gauranga has come so close to us just to take us back home, back to Godhead. So I'll choose him. And I like to enter those pastimes. This is a fact that Gauranga has come very, very close to us. The only thing is now we have to access the mercy that is showering onto all of us. Gaudiya Vaishnavas are so fortunate. Somehow, we all have got connected to the Sampradaya of Brahma Madhva Gaudiya. And this Sampradaya is very, very special because Krishna is there twice in the Sampradaya. One at the top and one in between. So one at the top as Krishna and in between as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is non-different than Radha and Krishna. Therefore, celebrating this festival of Gaur Purnima is not an ordinary event or it's not an ordinary activity. It's the activity or it's the expression of love and gratitude towards this great personality, towards the Supreme Lord Himself who appears again in this most merciful form of Gauranga. Therefore we chant, Namo Mahavadanyaya, the most beneficent incarnation ever. In fact, when Gauranga and Nityananda, they delivered Jagai and Madhai, the only thing that all the demigods could do at that time, witnessing that important and a very, very unique pastime, is only cry in ecstasy, jump and dance chanting, Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari. Because they had never seen such a pastime and such great deliverance of such great sinful people. They had never seen. For the first time they were seeing something like that happening. So if that is the case, if he is Patita Pavan and he has come to deliver all Patitas, then how can we miss this opportunity? As I always say, that there was Jagai and Madhai in two separate bodies. Now it's one. We are the combined incarnation of Jagai and Madhai. You see? Therefore, the only thing that we have to do is understand how to access the mercy of Sri Gauranga. This is called as preparing of consciousness for the festival. Consciousness for receiving the mercy. So we have to prepare. And what can be the best way? What can be the other best way other than hearing about how great devotees in Gaur Lila received mercy from Gauranga? And one such favorite personality of mine is Sridhar Kolavecha. He is this great personality who received the mercy of Gauranga in such a wonderful way. Vrindavan Das Thakur, he writes so much about Sridhar Kolavecha. There's a nice verse in Chaitanya Bhagavat which says, Sridhare re Prabhu bada prasanna antare, nana chale aise na Prabhu tana ghare. So it is said that Gauranga would go to different places. In his youthhood I'm talking about, as Nimai Pandit. He'd go around, some places he'll go and say, I want garland. And the garland maker is, yes, this is the best garland, please take. No paying of money. Then he'll go to a perfume shop, and there he'll go and ask for the best perfume, and then he'll take that. The shopkeeper will also be giving it. Then he'll go to an astrologer, and there he'll show his hand. Now can you imagine reading Supreme Personality of Godhead's hand or his palm? The astrologer, he started chanting the mantra within his mind. And while chanting that mantra, always it would be revealed to him by the Lord that what was the past of this person who is there in front. That was the case with all the mortal beings who would come to him. But this time when Supreme Lord was there in front and he's chanting Supreme Lord's mantra to understand who the person is. So at that time, the vision that he was getting was of all the incarnations from Satyuga onwards. And he was bewildered completely. And here Nimai is asking, Batao kya ho gaya? Who am I in the past life? And astrologer is bewildered. Again he's like, wait a minute. And again he chanted the mantra and again a lot of incarnations. And then finally the astrologer gave up and he said, Kal aana, kal batata hu. So after that, Nimai, he went to the house of Sridhar. Now here is a question, that what was Sridhar doing to receive the mercy of Supreme Lord Gauranga? What was he doing? How was he able to attract the mercy of Gauranga? This is the topic for today. We'll discuss 10 principles of devotional service, which Sridhar Kolavecha was implementing in his life. And we'll see if we can also implement to attract the mercy of Gauranga. Ready? Talking about Sridhar as a person, very, very simple, very, very humble, very, very amazing. Now this person, Sridhar, was very poor. Brahmana, by the way. Somewhat like a Brahmana. So simple and so poor that his clothes would be torn here and there. And Chaitanya Bhagavat Vrindavan Das Thakur, he specially mentions that whenever there would be a hole in the dhoti, he would tie the two ends of it and make a knot. There was no money for buying a needle and thread also. So like that, there were 10 knots on the dhoti, it seems. And when it comes to his house, it was a hut. And there were no proper leaves also to put. It was not properly covered. And it was but obvious that it would rain inside also when it would rain outside. And his profession was very amazing. The most profitable profession. In Bengal, when we go to Navadvip, I'm sure many of you might have seen, you just travel around, you'll see a lot of banana trees around in various fields, a lot of banana trees. And Sridhar Kolavecha's profession was Kolavecha. That is, selling various parts of banana tree. Now just imagine, you have a profession, you have a business where you're selling something which is available everywhere for free. How's that? You can just go and pluck it and then here this person is sitting and selling. Every day he'll sit on the side of the dusty road and he'll have various things in front of him. He'll purchase one big banana tree, banana plantain it is called as, and then he'll cut the trunk into pieces. The leaves he'll separate it and then keep. There'll be flowers, he'll separate that and keep. Have you seen banana flowers? You should see, maybe Google it and see. Yes. And then banana fruits, that also he'll keep. And then with some of the parts of banana tree, he'll make cups. And all that he'll be keeping and then he'll be waiting there. And he's ready to sell. And whatever price he would offer would be the rock bottom price. Nowhere in the market a person will get that price. Rock bottom price. And Vrindavan Das Thakur, he compares Sridhar to Dharmaraj, that is Yudhishthir Maharaj. He compares Sridhar to Yudhishthir Maharaj. Because Sridhar was always truthful. Always truthful. And such an amazing person that whatever he would earn every day, 50% of that every day, he'll use it for the service of Ganga and the Lord. Just imagine. Many times people ask, where is the reference of 50% donation? Here. Rupa Goswami was there, but when I was reading, I was like, oh, even he is following 50%. So, it is a very, very important thing to note as a first principle that every single person in the Vedic realm is expected to follow Dharma. Very, very important. So, many times it happens that when we start practicing bhakti, whatever 16 rounds and whatever we do, how we do, we only know. We start thinking that anyways, I've come to that platform. Yes, I am not obliged to various things of the society. No need to follow the traffic rules that is there. Anyways, I'm in dhoti kurta. Even if traffic police catches me, he'll leave me, looking at me. Once one devotee was taking me on bike, and then going on the wrong side. I said, "Arey Prabhu, traffic police will catch." Oh, no worries, you're sitting behind. Like, I'm sitting behind, so you should not go in the wrong direction. So the thing that comes to the mind is, anyways, I'm a devotee. Why I need to follow all this? And see, for practicing bhakti, for attaining Krishna, gopis were lying in the family. Gopis were telling lies. So we can do that? Oh, really? We are gopi in the male body? Yes. So many of the times this comes and we get into various adharmic things like telling lies, breaking laws of this world. No, we are not supposed to do that. In fact, many Prabhupada's disciples, they emphasize so much on this. I have heard personally from Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj also that how much he emphasizes on this, that we are devotees, that doesn't mean that we break the laws of this world. We are staying in a place, we have to follow the laws of it. And when it comes to telling lies, here it's very clear. He was very truthful, like Yudhishthir Maharaj. And that really attracts the mercy of the Lord. Therefore, this is the first principle. Living dharmic life is very, very important for a devotee to advance in bhakti. Very, very important. In fact, when I was studying the yoga ladder and trying to understand the various details of it, see, one thing is very clear. Yoga ladder is only for those people who come in the entire boundary called as Vedic culture. And in the Vedic culture, whoever is part of that Vedic culture, there is no question of he committing any adharma. No dharma. So now just think about it. That if we call ourselves as devotees, devotees are there on which part of the ladder? Below, down, topmost, huh? Topmost. Just imagine, what are we expected to do? We are expected to set example for maybe people below. So it's a very important principle to follow dharmic life, and Sridhar is teaching from his own example that how one should live a dharmic life, and that will attract the mercy of the Lord. And it is very nice to see intense bhajan of Sridhar. Intense. Does not have anything material in his own life. Clothes are torn. No proper food to eat. And then the house also is not that great. But this person, being so poor, was always hidden in the background. No one knew who is this person. No one knew. Just someone's sitting on the street to sell bananas. Obviously, when you go out on the street to purchase something, so you'll not notice and recognize and try to understand which family you come from. Vegetable seller. What is your background? Where do you stay? Rarely someone will ask. So hardly people are worrying, who is this person? So no one knew who is Sridhar. But this person, every single day, day and night, and especially description says night, he would chant the holy names of the Lord loudly. Loudly. And when he would chant loudly, the neighbors of Sridhar, they were very annoyed. They were thinking, this person, he's not getting food, he is hungry. He is not calling out of devotion. He's calling out the names of the Lord out of hunger. And because of him, our sleep is getting destroyed. What sort of person he is? And sometimes they'll shout at Sridhar. Sometimes they'll throw fruits and vegetables at Sridhar. Kha ke muh ban karo. Eat this and shut your mouth. And Sridhar would be hearing all this. Sometimes devotees say, Prabhuji, this was told by this person in my family. Therefore, I'm avoiding to do all that in front of them. But this Sridhar, he would just continue. He would just continue loudly chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Continue practicing bhakti. He was just continuing. He was not affected by what people were telling. His bhakti was not obstructed by other people's behavior and words. Now, this is something very, very important for a practicing devotee. Many of the times it happens that we ourselves are not able to practice bhakti every day, consistently, constantly, with intensity. Therefore, it's very important that we understand that there are people around who will try to pull us down, agents of Maya. So when they're pulling us down, we cannot give them we cannot entertain them. And we cannot go down in our devotional practices. So one boy who was watching my video online, he told me once when we met during Prasadam, he was telling that in my life, Prabhuji, many people were talking something against bhakti and I was just thinking they're correct. Then I think he watched one of the Wednesday's class where we were talking about how the entire world is moving in one direction and we are trying to swim across. So we should be in the association of devotees and just with full confidence just swim across. And he said, Prabhuji, that line helped me to again get back to devotional service and continue practicing bhakti. And I was thinking that it's not one or two. Many, many devotees have this problem. One Grahastha devotee was sharing that how their neighbors keep telling, why you're spending so much of time in this bhakti shakti and all that? At home you do kirtan. At home you do this worship. Again, full weekend you're out. You're going to some program morning, afternoon, evening. And your kids are going around like this. Are you doing justice of being a father and a mother? And that couple really got affected. I had to go and counsel them. They were asking, this is what they're saying. What do you think about this? I said, I think I should tighten your schedule more. It means you're getting time to talk to your neighbors also. So people get affected. It's not that devotees don't get affected. Obviously, when we are there in devotee association all the time, it hardly matters. But then at times when we take a break and say go to native or go to meet to our family members or spend time with our colleagues or whatever, you will see this. They will speak. And at that time, since it's our ego, we will argue something. No, it's not like that. What I'm doing is correct, etc., etc. And then in your peaceful time is mostly chanting when we have no other thing to do. So that's the time for planning, thinking. So we sit and then we think, wo jo keh raha tha, I think he's correct to some extent. He's correct. The other day, that person also said the same thing. Now, yesterday, he also said the same. मतलब कुछ तो सच्चाई होगा अगर इतने सारे लोग बोल रहे हैं तो. And there starts the degradation of one's consciousness, and there starts obstruction in one's own practice. Therefore, here, you have to learn from Sridhar that it shouldn't matter what other people are saying. Even be it family members for that matter, if they're speaking against bhakti, there's no question of listening that. There's no question. And forget, I think friends and relatives and colleagues are all far. There's no question of that. Yes. This is the second principle that we learn from Sridhar. That one shouldn't get affected from what people speak around. Very, very important principle. And this is very much important, especially for practicing devotees. Obviously, if anyone here who has perfected his life, no problem. Then it's not for you. Anyone like that? I don't know. Everyone is like me, only practicing. Okay. This is the second principle. And since Sridhar was like this, so simple and intense in his devotional mood, calling out to the Lord all the time, engaged all the time in devotional service, Gauranga would be attracted to his stall every day. Every day Gauranga would come to his banana stall. Now Sridhar is sitting with everything in front of him. Not a big stall, by the way. Yes, maybe like our book table, small one. Yes. So some banana trunk pieces, some bananas kept in front, some banana flowers. some cups made up of the barks or leaves. Banana leaves are kept. And there comes Nimai Pandit. He goes there and every day he'll stand there in front of the stall and argue with Sridhar for 2 hours every day. Now, what is so much fun that Gauranga is having to argue with a person who is sitting there, a poor person who is struggling for his own life, hardly is getting any money. 2 hours every day he'll go and argue. And what will the argument for? He'll ask, what is the price of banana? He'll say X amount. You are looting everyone. And then Sridhar would be like, no, this rock bottom price, you go and ask anyone. No, I'll give you half of the amount. And now Sridhar, very politely, since a Brahmana is there, that to Nimai Pandit, very famous in the entire Navadvip, he has come. And naturally he was very humble and Brahmana, very tolerant. So very nicely he started speaking. He started saying that, see, if you give me half, then how will my livelihood be taken care of? And whatever money I get, I use half for the service of Ganga. And he started explaining all that. And at one point of time, when Nimai was not agreeing, so he told Nimai, why don't you go to some other stall? Why don't you go to some other person's other shop and purchase? He said, no. You are that shopkeeper from whom I'll purchase, and every day I'll do that. And that now he's not understanding what to do. And at one point of time, it is described that Nimai would take the banana and they'll say, I'll take it now. And from the other side, Sridhar is holding. And Vrindavan Das Thakur describes, there begins a tug of war and there is no rope in between but bananas in between. Nimai is pulling on one side and Sridhar is pulling on the other side. And it goes on and on and on. And at times, when Sridhar would observe the beautiful face of Gauranga, he'd be so enamored by looking at that face. Beautiful tilak on the forehead. The curly hair starting from the head till the shoulder. The beautiful reddish lips which will have beautiful smile. And he would be wearing garland. Nimai Pandit, Gauranga would be wearing beautiful garland. Beautiful dhoti, tucked at 3 places. And looking very, very beautiful. With long arms extending till the knees. And when Sridhar with tug of war is going on, at times when he'd observe that beautiful face, he would just give it up and like, okay, you can take. You can take. But at times, Sridhar would argue. And Nimai would also argue. But Sridhar's argument was not like very high level of argument like Nimai. Nimai would be very aggressive. Because here Nimai Pandit was playing the role of an aggressive, agitated Brahmana. And here Sridhar was playing the role of a very, very humble person. Very humble and simple person. So at times, Sridhar would say that, no, you cannot do this. And Nimai would say, see, what's wrong? You use half of the money for the worship of Ganga. So if you can give something to Ganga, why can't you give in the discounted price to me? You know who am I? I'm father of Ganga. And when Sridhar would hear this, he'll just close his ears and like, Vishnu, Vishnu, Vishnu. How arrogant you have become. With time, when people grow in their life, they become more and more humble. But Nimai, I must say that as you're growing older and older, your arrogance is doubling day after day. And then at that time, he would say, just take this and leave this place. I cannot hear all this. I cannot argue with you all the time. So in this way, for 2 hours, this will go on and on and on. And Nimai would get a lot of pleasure. And it is described, even Sridhar would get a lot of pleasure. Externally, seemingly, he'll be angry. Externally, he'll not be that happy, giving bananas for free. But then internally, he'll be very happy. Because even Sridhar was not understanding why he was feeling that bliss. But we all know why he was feeling the bliss. Supreme Lord is there in front who is getting satisfied by the service of Sridhar. Why won't the devotee who is serving the Lord will get satisfied? So it's a very, very important thing that we see here. That how Gauranga is going to Sridhar personally every single day, arguing with him for 2 hours just for some bananas, banana leaf, etc., etc. And at times, Gauranga would go to the house of Sridhar to tease him. And he'll start speaking to Sridhar. He'll start teasing him, maybe testing him, where he'll start saying that you always chant the name of Krishna, but you're so poor. You don't have proper clothes to wear. You don't have a proper house to stay. You're so poor. Your Lord is not providing you anything. Who is saying this? Lord himself is saying this. Yes. And then he continues speaking and he starts telling that look at other people around. All these people are worshipping Chandi, worshipping Durga, worshipping Kali. And look at them, they're so opulent. They have fine clothes to wear, they wear ornaments, they have nice house to stay, nice food to eat. But look at you. What is the use of your chanting? Have you heard this statement somewhere? In your own family? Especially when something critical happens, no? Immediately they'll ask, you're doing bhakti, why is this happening with you? Say for example, you meet with a minor accident. Hey, you're chanting Hare Krishna, this is happening with you. Why? One of our devotees, I think their kid got a fracture in the hand or something. And their relatives start saying, you do so much of bhakti, why this happened to your kid? Now say a person is not a fixed up devotee, who has not read Bhagavatam, not attending classes. He'll also start thinking, yeah, actually, I was also wondering, I'm doing all this, but why Lord is not taking care of me? So this is the thing that we'll hear for sure. The ones who have not heard, all the best you'll hear very soon. Yes. Anything happens in a devotee's life, anything critical, negative, seemingly negative, the first question that people around will ask is, you're doing so much. You're chanting Hare Krishna and still you're going through all this. See, the ones who are chanting 16 rounds, this question is still valid. Sometimes people are chanting 1 round, attended few sessions. And when the relatives ask them, you're doing so much. And the person also thinks, yes, I'm doing so much. And here, Sridhar started speaking. He started saying, see, a devotee, even if he's illiterate, even if he's not having much knowledge of Shastra, still he is the person who knows the philosophy very nicely. And he started speaking the philosophy. He started saying that, oh Brahmana, time passes equally for everyone. A king who is there in a palatial building, wearing fine clothes, wearing ornaments, and a bird sitting on the tree, both of them, they're just passing time based on their own karma of previous life. And both of them, they're enjoying the fruits of the previous activities by the will of the Lord. So how does it really matter who is who? Everyone is just passing time based on their karma. Can you imagine this profound philosophy that he's speaking? When you have everything in life, you can speak philosophy. Have you noticed that? Yes. When everything is going well, it's very easy to speak philosophy to people. And when something goes wrong in our life, then we need someone else to speak philosophy to us. It's needed. It's needed. But here this person, nothing is good in life, and this person is speaking philosophy and he's saying that what is the need of comparison? And this is something which is very important in our own life. First point is, or third principle maybe to highlight, one has to be satisfied like Sridhar with whatever Lord has given. This is the first thing to note in this particular section that I'm describing. Completely satisfied with whatever we get as given by the Lord. There's no point of hankering for something material more and more and more. And second, or the fourth principle that I would like to highlight here is, there's no need of comparison. Every person has his own bag of karma. And that bag, some bag is heavy, some bag is light, some bag is extremely heavy. But you cannot do anything with that bag. You have to just carry that. We cannot do anything. So we cannot compare with anyone. And for devotees especially, it's very important to note, there is no need of comparison with any materialist who is out there. Be it in the office, be it in the relatives, be it in the family, anyone for that matter. There's no need to compare. Externally, we might be like, oh, he's so nice, everything is so good in his life, etc. But have faith in the Shastra that this world is dukkhalayam ashashvatam. No person can be happy. Doesn't matter how much he's smiling in his DP of WhatsApp or his photos of Instagram. Doesn't matter. Because internally, every person will have something or the other. And the person will be going through his own tough phase of life because he also has his own papa karma. The reactions are waiting for everyone. So externally seeing, and when we start comparing, our enthusiasm in devotional service goes down. Therefore, there's no need to compare. No, in fact, externally, even when we are seeing the person is very happy, we should know very well, having faith on the Shastra, no worries. He is going through his own phase of life. I need not think and contemplate on how happy he is or how miserable he is. Therefore, for a devotee, this becomes very, very important. Because as I said, when the entire world is going in one direction, and if we start appreciating those people who are going in one direction, someday we will also turn. Therefore, it is described, one shouldn't appreciate the materialists for anything. I mean, for their material progress or whatever. No appreciation. We can always glorify some good qualities, no doubt. But that too, not frequently or something like that. Because once we start appreciating a materialist, what happens? We start associating with that person. We start associating with that person, then gone. I don't think I need to explain about Sangha Tyaga, which Rupa Goswami is talking about. Giving up the association of materialist. So these are the 4 principles that we've discussed till now. The first one was living a dharmic life is very important. Second, one should not get affected with what other people talk about, us especially. Third, be satisfied with whatever Krishna has given. While preaching and counseling, we speak all this. Prabhu, be satisfied, Prabhu. And that person is crying. And then when you are crying, he will also come and smile. Prabhu, be satisfied. So this is third principle. Fourth, no comparison, especially with the satisfaction part. So we should be satisfied with our spiritual life also, right? Enough progress I have done. I've come to 16 rounds. I'm staying with devotees. I'm having prasad. बस अभी और कुछ नहीं, भगवान और कुछ आपने सब कुछ दे दिया, materially भी और spiritually भी. Should we be satisfied with our spiritual life? We should be extremely unsatisfied with spiritual life. Because we might think we are elevated, but we are nowhere. When we read Shastra, we understand that. We have to ask ourselves, in the stages from Shraddha to Prema, where am I? And what will be the answer? Prema. Nowhere. In fact, Shraddha bhi hilta hai hamara. Because the first qualification of Shraddha is unflinching faith on Shastra. Sometimes that becomes very difficult. When some vehicle goes and lands on the moon, devotees start asking questions. Prabhu, ये शास्त्र में जो दिया है सही है क्या? वो तो चले गए. प्रभु जी देखिए फोटो है, वीडियोस है. It shakes sometimes. So this point should be very clear that yes, we are nowhere in the ladder. So better not be satisfied with spiritual life. Okay, let's proceed. So in this all argument would be going on. So at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or Gauranga in this case, he's not yet taken sannyas. So Gauranga would tell Sridhar, you have a great wealth. You're very rich. You're secretly enjoying that wealth. Oh, bichara, I was just thinking and contemplating. Oh, kya sochta rahega? Enjoying? There are knots in my dhotis. My hut is not proper. I don't get proper food to eat. Enjoying. And Sridhar, he didn't think it wise not to answer this particular thing or argue on this particular point. So Sridhar said, oh Brahmana, please go home. There's no point of arguing with you. And he started saying that he started thinking internally. Because when he said that, please go home, there's no point of arguing with you. At that time, Nimai said, if you give me something, then I'll go. See, when we read this pastime, if our Sambandha Gyan is clear, one thing that will come to our mind is that who is asking? The Supreme Personality of Godhead is asking this question. Give me something, then I'll go. The same person who owns all the banana trees of the entire universe, not just one, all the universes, he wants something from a poor fellow who is struggling for his own life. For that person, Lord is asking, give me something, then I'll go. And now Sridhar is asking, that what can I give you? I am just a poor banana seller. What can I give you? And at that time, internally he started thinking. Sridhar started thinking, this Brahmana is so aggressive. There's no point of arguing with him. And I shouldn't argue. And then he started thinking, anyways, he's a Brahmana. Let me give him some bananas for free, some leaves for free. And anyways, whatever it is, profit or loss, deceit or whatever cheating, it's okay. Whatever Lord desires. And thinking like this, he said, okay, I'll give you some bananas. I'll give you some banana flowers. I'll give you some banana leaves. Will you take this and go without arguing with me? And Nimai said, this is good. This is good. And then Sridhar gave him and he left the place. When I was reading this section, one point which came to my mind as a principle was that for us also as devotees, it's very important to note there is no use of argument in life. Those people who are focused to attain Krishna, they will not get into arguments. They'll think, why waste 5 minutes with this person? What is the use? What is the need to argue? And in argument, what happens? In any argument, two people are there, so argument is happening. So two people have their two egos, and both the places, we are not trying to prove the truth, but we are trying to prove the ego. That's the only thing that happens in argument. And literally, we have seen devotees also arguing like that. Devotees use the sword of Prabhupada said, and they start arguing. Prabhupada said this, Prabhupada said that. No, Prabhupada said this. No, Prabhupada said that. This is still okay, we're discussing something on the platform where Prabhupada spoke. But at times when we start arguing with materialists for something nonsense, useless. Therefore, always I say, the time of a devotee is very precious. Because that devotee now is chanting, is practicing bhakti. But unfortunately, when we spend time in arguing with those people who are not very inquisitive, or not very favorable, who are not very eager to know from you, it's waste of time. Therefore, a devotee should distinguish between people when they're preaching to these people. They have to distinguish, is he a person who is receiving what I'm speaking? Or is he a person who is taking it to his ego and his ego is getting hurt? We should see what it is and then we should speak. So nowadays, whenever some people come to argue with me, I'll ask few questions to understand. Is this person really eager to understand from Shastra or no? When I understand that he is not eager, I just tell him, sorry, I don't know. You can go and ask so many devotees as they go and ask that person. Why waste time? There's so much to do. There's so many devotees who are eager, to ask questions and spend time. Instead of spending time with them, you waste time with someone else. It doesn't work. Therefore, this is the fifth principle. No wasting of time in Krishna consciousness. Time is precious. Especially this point. No wasting of time uselessly proving our ego. This is something very, very important. No wasting of time. Look at this. Sridhar is so poor. And it happens that there are various creepers that grows here and there. So on the Sridhar's hut, there was a creeper of some squash. Maybe pumpkin or some gourd, bottle gourd or something like that. A squash, and that is growing. So once in a while it will grow. You know what Sridhar would do? He would take that squash and he would give it to Nimai Pandit. Now if we are a person who is struggling for one's own livelihood and say a big pumpkin is grown, At least myself, I'll make pumpkin halwa and eat. Or any South Indian for that matter will make sambar and eat with idli. But look at this person, Sridhar. He's so poor. He does not have anything in his own life, materially. But that one pumpkin that grows, that too in intervals, it will not be like every day. See, if it's every day growing, then the person will think also, Abhi kya har din pumpkin. Yeah, the person will think. But if it's once in a while, say, in once in few weeks or something, person will relish eating that. And here, when he's seeing that squash, the only thing that comes to the mind of Sridhar is, I should give this to my Nimai. And he'll go and give it to Nimai. Something which we should contemplate on. This is again a very important principle. This is the sixth principle that we can contemplate on. That gratifying one's own senses should be always secondary. And gratifying Krishna's senses should be always primary in every situation. This is a matter of contemplation. Wherever we feel that there is a chance or there's an opportunity to serve the Lord, there this question should come. That am I serving to the best of my capacity? Am I offering the best of the best things to the Lord? Or I am keeping something hidden for myself also? When we are serving devotees, we should ask this question for ourselves. Am I giving the best? Am I doing the best service? Or am I hiding something for myself? Very important and very deep. You can contemplate for yourself. I can speak this topic for next 1 hour also. We'll not get into that. Next principles will be missed. So this is the sixth principle. Sixth principle, that gratifying Lord's senses should be primary and our own sense gratification should be secondary. Okay, what are the 6 principles that we have learned till now? First, living a dharmic life is very important. Second, not getting affected by what people speak around. Third, be satisfied with whatever materially we get, but spiritually, never be satisfied. Next, no comparison with anyone, especially materialists. Devotees can compare kar sakte hai, but that comparison should lead to something productive, not depression. वो इतना कर रहा है, मैं नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ. I think next life I'll do bhakti. Yes, this is the next one. That is there with satisfaction. Be satisfied and never be satisfied with spiritual life. Next principle. No wasting of time, especially proving one's ego. Anyways, our ego is false. Arguments are false. The time is wasted. That's it. Sixth one. Gratifying Lord's senses should be primary and sense gratification should be secondary. Now see, when Sridhar is doing so much, don't you think Lord will also reciprocate with him nicely? Now here, the reciprocation of the Lord. Next level reciprocation. Every day, the stolen bananas, the stolen, the banana leaves. I'm saying stolen because that would be just taking and just going. Like rowdies come and they say, I saw on the road, one lady was in the police dress and I was coming on the bike. So she stopped someone like this, a bike fellow. She stopped and मुझे वहाँ जाना है. वो बैठ गई पीछे. हाँ ठीक है चलो. क्या बोलेगा वो? हमें सोचते पुलिस है कि राउडी है. So our Nimai is also like that. मुझे चाहिए. And our Sridhar will have, please take, please. Hari bol, Hare Krishna, take it, take it. I don't want to argue with you. And those bananas, those banana leaves, the banana cups that Nimai would take, he would ask his mother, he would tell his mother in fact, that I will eat only on the banana leaves and the banana cups that Sridhar has given me. He'll never eat on anything else apart from the leaf that Sridhar has given. It's a very big thing. Every day, Lord is very particular. I'll eat only on the banana leaves which Sridhar has given. Such a big thing. And as soon as that squash would come in regular intervals, Nimai would be very particular. He would ask his mother, Sachi Mata, please make a preparation out of this. And he'll sit and he'll relish that preparation. Vishnupriya would be seeing that. Sachi Mata would be seeing that. In this way, it was very clear. He was very particular and very possessive for the offerings that Sridhar would be giving. I was just contemplating if Sachi Mata is asking, "Mujhe bhi thoda milega?" How is like, "Bilkul nahi." My speculation. I was just contemplating that how much possessive the Lord is, for the offerings given by his devotee. Chand Kazi pastime is another very famous pastime. So after dealing with Chand Kazi, the Lord came back, and while coming back, he went to the house of Sridhar. And in the house of Sridhar, there was no possession. It was very difficult for me to digest. No possession at all. There was only one broken iron pot. That was the multi-purpose pot which he had. I was hearing some devotee was giving explanation on this, saying he would cook in that, he would drink in that, wash, various things with that. That only one broken iron pot. And that day, when Nimai came, when our Gauranga came, he saw that iron pot. There was some water in that. He took that iron pot and he drank the water that was kept. Now, this is something which is very difficult for devotees to digest. How can the Supreme Personality of Godhead drink something from the broken iron pot, which is a multi-purpose pot? Here we tell devotees that you should have a separate plate, separate bowl, spoons, glass when you're doing offering for the Lord. And here Lord is going, and I'm sure wo jhuta bhi hoga at times. Because he's using for various things. And Lord is drinking from that. This is a reciprocation of the Lord. And that day he said also that this is the treasure that you have. And when he drank the water, he was very satisfied. Very satisfied. But Sridhar was not satisfied. Sridhar was awestruck looking at that and was taken aback. What is this? Oh, Nimai, don't do this. And he's drinking more. Same thing we see in the further pastimes of the Lord in Jagannath Puri. When Raghunath Das Goswami, the third stage of renunciation, where he's getting the rotten rice from the gutter or a place like that, and he was washing it and only taking the hard part. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got to know, he said, looks like you're having feast every day. Like Nimai told, I guess our Lord is like that. So he told Sridhar, you're very rich and you're secretly enjoying. And like I told Raghunath also, Raghunath Das Goswami, that I heard that every day you're having feast. And Raghunath might be thinking, feast. And when Lord saw that place where he had kept that rice, that rotten rice washed and only hard part kept there, Lord went and he forcibly grabbed it and he had one morsel. And at that time he made a statement, this is the most delicious item I ever had. Going back to Krishna lila, same with Sudama. He had got the chipped rice. And that too, in some of the places, some commentary it is given, that Sudama's wife went door to door to get some chipped rice. Now, every person will have a different quality of chipped rice. So it was a mixture of various qualities of chipped rice. And that, Lord Krishna, when he saw, he grabbed it and he had 2 morsels of it. And Rukmini's heart was breaking looking at that. And Krishna is commenting also, I never had anything delicious. And all his wives are around. Never try this at home. When you get married. I've especially seen when I go to Grihastha's house and when the husband is glorifying some prasad made by someone else. And his wife is like, Mujhe to koi bolte nahi. Literally very angry. Anyways, so we see that how Lord is reciprocating with Sridhar. And Lord is tasting the devotion of Sridhar. Lord is bhavagrahi Janardhana. He accepts the bhava, the love-filled offering of a devotee. And Lord is ready to go to any extent to reciprocate with his devotees, to an extent of drinking from the multi-purpose broken iron pot of the poor Brahmana Sridhar. Poor fellow. And the greatest reciprocation was during Mahaprakash Lila. Mahaprakash Lila was a time when Supreme Lord, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for 24 hours, Sapta Prahar it is called as, 7 Prahar. 1 Prahar is 3 hours. So 3 by 7, 3 into 7, that's 21. For 21 hours, our Lord was sitting on the throne of the Vishnu in the house of Srivas Thakur, and he was calling various devotees. All devotees were there around, and he was giving benedictions. He was bestowing various benedictions. And there was a big line of devotees coming and taking benedictions from the Lord. And when devotees were coming, in between of this entire pastime of Mahaprakash, Gauranga, he said, "Go and get Sridhar." Now all devotees are looking at each other. Who is Sridhar? You know Sridhar Prabhu? Sridhar Prabhu? No one knew who is Sridhar Prabhu there. No one knew. And they asked the Lord, "Who is this Sridhar?" And at that time, Lord gave the address. Yes, go to Simandvi. Go behind Rajapur Jagannath. Lord's description was, go to the end of this place. And when you go to that place, there you will find, because this was somewhere in the evening time or night time, you will find someone chanting the holy names of the Lord very loudly. He is Sridhar, get him. Now devotees went also. ऐसा आपको कोई address देगा तो जाएंगे. Go to that place, there was a dog sitting there. बस उसके right लेना. Yes. Or you go to that place where you hear this loud sound and then you go. Devotees are such, whatever Lord will tell, they'll just follow. No question. Now they might have asked a question, no? Gauranga, oh Mahaprabhu, what if he might have slept chanting? Maybe that question is very much valid for us. Nighttime chanting. And here, devotees went and devotees heard. Devotees heard the chanting. And they followed that voice that was coming, that sound that was coming. They went there and they told Sridhar that Lord is calling for you. And Sridhar, me? And he fainted. And the devotees, since there was an instruction, get Sridhar, they picked him up and they carried him. And they made him stand in front of Gauranga. And Sridhar, being such a personality, was not known by anyone. So humble. He was feeling very uncomfortable. He was feeling very unqualified to be there in the assembly of such great devotees. Did you notice one thing in the entire pastime till now? There were so many devotees around, they were coming to the Lord and Lord was giving them benediction. And in between this entire Leela, in the midst of this entire Leela, Lord remembered someone who was not present in that assembly. Just think about it, very big thing. And Lord is calling out for this person. I was remembering another pastime from Srila Prabhupada's life. Jayanand Prabhu. All the devotees, were standing in front, they were jumping, and Prabhupada would come to that temple. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. They were jumping and dancing. And Prabhupada would be looking around. And then the devotees are like, looking for me? It happens so many times when we go in front of spiritual master or some senior devotee comes, we go and stand in front of him. Yes. Thinking that I'll get some mercy. But actual mercy is this. What is the mercy? Mercy is this pure devotee, Senapati Bhakta of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is searching for someone. And then he asked, Jayanand is not visible. Where is Jayanand? And what was Jayanand Prabhu doing? Jayanand Prabhu in the background, he is doing services. Jayanand Prabhu also knows that Prabhupada has come. But then he wanted to serve Prabhupada in the best of the best ways. And he was busy serving in the background. And Prabhupada called for him. And Prabhupada asked him various things about the temple and all that. And again he took leave of Prabhupada, went back to his service. One thing has to be remembered, that Lord recognizes all our sincere services, be it in the background or be it in the forefront. We need not go and show our face, I did it, I did it, I did it. There's a shloka in Isopanishad where the devotee is praying to the Lord that, oh Lord, please remember all my services which I have done unto you. Now I'm leaving my body. Something like that. There Prabhupada writes in the purport. Prabhupada says there's no need to list down the services that we've done for the Lord. We might forget the services, but Lord will remember all the services, including the small tulsi leaf, the dried tulsi leaf that we have offered when there was no tulsi on the day of Dwadashi. Even that he will remember. And look at this. Sridhar was a background person. No devotee knew him. And Lord is calling for him. Therefore, this is the seventh principle to remember and contemplate on and try to implement. And have complete faith on this point that Lord recognizes all our services that we do, be it in the background or forefront. Sometimes I've seen devotees become very disheartened. That devotee took all the credit for the services that I did. I don't know if you have come across like that. I keep coming across such things every now and then. Then I get complaints from devotees saying, bro, this happened. He took away all the credit. He didn't acknowledge also the service which I did. But anyways, bro, I don't want acknowledgement. Oh, really? Really? I really don't care for it, but still. So this is a very important, even if the authority is not recognizing our service, it's okay. It's okay. We have done service for the pleasure of the Lord. Lord will surely remember. Lord will surely recognize, and He'll surely reciprocate like He did for Sridhar. The only thing that is needed is, so in this principle I said, Lord recognizes one's sincere service rendered, be it in the background or in the forefront. Another famous example from Mahaprakash only. When the Abhishek was going on of the Lord, at that time we had Dukhi. She was arranging the pots in the background for Abhishek. Water pots were coming and she was arranging. And no one was knowing who she is. She was the maid servant of Srivas Thakur. And look at this, such a wonderful thing. That Lord Gauranga, he glances on Dukhi. And he asks Srivas, who is she? And at that time, Srivas says, she is Dukhi. ऐसा कौन नाम रखता है? Just think about it. Dukhi. Dukhi, idhar aao. So I was trying to understand what is the background behind this name Dukhi. It seems that many people died in their house. Many kids died in their house before she was born. So Dukhi name was given so that Yamraj feels some pity that she's anyways miserable. So no, let's not kill her. Let's not take her to the Yamraj's abode. Dukhi. So as soon as he heard the name Dukhi, Gauranga heard the name Dukhi, recognizing her service which she was offering in the background, which was done with sincerity, because her only goal, she was not the forefront pujari, in some Gaur Purnima Abhishek. She was not a forefront pujari, she was in the background. She was arranging the pots in such a way, sincerely, so that the pujaris who are there, it will be easy for them to take and offer it to Gauranga. And when this was seen by Gauranga, when he saw that, recognizing that service, he said, from today, her name is Sukhi. Yeah, all the devotees said that. Haribol! And literally, Lord bestowed Krishna Prem to that Dukhi who became Sukhi. Can you imagine just arranging the pots? She got Krishna Prem. Very nice. Very nice. So this should give a lot of impetus for all of us to serve sincerely, be it in the background or forefront. And when Sridhar came in front of the Lord, so at that time, Lord told Sridhar, now look at this speech. I was very much attracted with this, what Lord said. Lord said, till date, I have been just taking from you. I've taken bananas for free, leaves for free. I've taken all this for free. Oh Sridhar, today I want to give you something. Sridhar, Look at this darshan that I am giving you. And in front of the eyes of Sridhar and all the devotees around, Gauranga, he transformed himself in Swayam Bhagavan form as Shama Sundar Krishna of Vrindavan. Krishna was standing in front, and besides Krishna was Balram who was standing. And Sridhar could see entire Vrindavan in front of him, entire Divya Vrindavan. And Sridhar was able to see various personalities like Sanaka, Narada, Shukadev, and other great personalities like Lord Shiva and Brahma offering prayers. Sridhar was able to see all the beautiful females from celestial world offering prayers to the Lord. Sridhar was able to see all these different things, and when he was seeing, his mind started reeling and he fell down unconscious. How amazing that is to fall unconscious like this. And Lord wants to give him darshan. So he's saying, get up Sridhar, get up and look at me. Here we want to go and take darshan. Prabhu, thoda hatiye to darshan lena hai mujhe. And here Lord is like, look at me, I am giving darshan, look at me. This is the glory of a devotee who is very intense in his mood and having purity of purpose. Look at him. Lord wants to give him darshan and this devotee is closing his eyes and is fainting. And he fainted. And when Lord said, get up Sridhar, get up, look at me, Sridhar opened his eyes and got up. And at that time, Lord is telling Sridhar, Sridhar, offer me prayers. And Sridhar is like, I'm illiterate, I don't know anything, how can I offer you prayers? And Lord is saying that whatever you speak, Sridhar, that is a prayer. So speak something. And by the arrangement of the Lord, Goddess Saraswati, she blessed Sridhar. She sat on the tongue and Sridhar started glorifying the Lord. All glories, all glories, all glories to Gaura Chandra. All glories to this most magnificent incarnation was manifested in this age. He is the one who manifests every single yuga to give the yuga dharma, and he has manifested now to give the yuga dharma of Kali Yuga, and that is chanting of the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Went on glorifying and glorifying. He started saying, oh Lord, in the past, Bhishma captured you. You had taken a vow that you will never lift a weapon, but only to fulfill Bhishma's vow, you took up a weapon in your hand. You took up the wheel in your hand. You broke your own promise to fulfill Bhishma's vow. Oh Lord, you were bound by Mother Yashoda. She bound you by the ropes of love. Oh Lord, you are that personality. You are that personality who holds everything in this entire creation. You are that supreme Lord who cannot be defeated by anyone. And therefore your name is Ajita. No one can win over you. No one can defeat you. But oh Lord, in a wrestling match in Vrindavan Dham, Sri Dham defeats you. And as a punishment, as a reward, as a punishment for you and as a reward for him, you carried Sri Dham on your shoulder. Oh Lord, you are the one who are conquered by devotional service only. Satyabhama conquered you. This is very nice. Narad Muni got a parijata flower, gave it to Krishna as an offering. Krishna gave it to his wife Rukmini. Rukmini sees, oh, she has a flower. I want a tree. Can you imagine this? And Krishna, like a hen-pecked husband, okay, let's go together. They went to Indralok, and there Krishna uprooted parijata tree, and they were getting back. And at that time, Indra attacked Krishna. Hey, mera hai. How can you take this? Very difficult. That pastime maybe sometime else we can highlight. But Lord fought with Indra. The shloka which comes in Srimad Bhagavatam, where Shukadeva Goswami establishes that Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. Ete cham saha kalapamsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. What is the next line? Indrari vyakulam lokam brayanti yuge yuge. It is described that Lord comes to destroy Indrari. Indrazari means Indra's enemies. And here Indra is fighting, Krishna is fighting with him only because of Satyabhama. And here our Sridhar, he is remembering these pastimes and he is saying, oh Lord, You were captured by the love and devotion of Satyabhama. And he goes on continuing his prayers, and he says that you always conquered by devotional service. You cannot be conquered by anything else. And he went on glorifying the Lord. And all the devotees around, they were hearing these prayers and they were awestruck. Completely awestruck hearing such pure devotional prayers. And all these prayers were offered. Lord was very satisfied. Can you see one thing here? Lord gives, He blesses the devotee to offer prayers. And when devotee offers prayers, Lord becomes satisfied. So one principle that we need to understand here is, anything in our life, including offering prayers, we need mercy of the Lord. Including offering prayers. So any day when you're able to offer prayers very nicely, heartfelt prayers, when you're able to nicely describe your fallen state in front of the Lord, and nicely able to call out for the mercy of the Lord, oh Lord, you're Patita Pavan, and literally you're feeling that you're Patita, and you're asking the Lord, please shower your mercy onto me. And you're offering prayers of pure devotional service. So at that time, at the end also, we have to offer another prayer or acknowledge the Lord that thank you, O Lord, for blessing me to offer these prayers. But literally, if you properly analyze, nothing is of our own. Nothing, including offering prayers. Many times it happens that we feel that I've offered nice prayers, so I'm advancing in bhakti. But the thing is very clear from here that even for prayers, a devotee has to have mercy of the Lord. Therefore, many times, devotees say that, Prabhuji, I'm not able to offer heartfelt prayers. So what does that mean? We have not desired for offering the prayers. And we have not asked the Lord that, oh Lord, please bless me so that I can offer prayers to you. Therefore, this principle, the 8th principle, is also very, very important to understand that only by Lord's mercy we can offer heartfelt prayers. And here is very clear in this entire pastime that how Sridhar, he was not able to offer any prayer, and by Lord's mercy, he was able to offer prayers. And now, being satisfied with Sridhar's prayers, which he only inspired, now Lord wanted to give him benediction. And he is asking, Sridhar, ask me whatever you want, I'll give you. Now here is a very, very important thing that we devotees have to meditate on. By the way, this is meant for those devotees who are very eager to attain Krishna this life. Not for anyone and everyone. Yes. Those devotees who want to really attain that stage of pure devotional service and render eternal service to Krishna in the spiritual world, or be it here in this material world or whatever. For those devotees, this section is very important. That what did Sridhar ask for? One of my favorite prayer from 6th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 11, text 25, Vritrasur. He is offering prayers. And he makes it very clear that what a devotee shouldn't hanker for. Please repeat. Na naka prashtham na cha parameshtyam na sarva bhaumam na rasadipatyam na yoga siddhira punarbhavam va samanjasatva virahaya kangshe. You have offered a very deadly prayer. So I made you all repeat. So here, Vritrasur is offering this prayer and Sridhar's mood is the same. So I thought we'll have the shloka. Na naka prashtham. He is saying, I don't want heavenly pleasures. Parameshyam, I don't want Brahmaloka also. Na sarvabhaum, I don't want to become the king of this entire world. Na rasadipatyam, I don't want the adipatya of the entire lower planetary systems. Na yoga siddhir, I don't want the aged mystic siddhis also. Can you imagine? It will be so wonderful that you're sitting and then you can just leap in the air a little bit. Yes. Everyone looking around, Prabhu. And then you're walking on the street and suddenly there's traffic and then you're like, you just fly across. And you reach the office on time. Isn't that wonderful? Yes or no? Aaj nahi, aaj to nahi. But think about it, it's really wonderful. And you can become smaller than the smallest, Become bigger than the biggest. Just think about it when your boss is scolding you and you just manifest your Virat Roop in front of him. Yes. You become lighter than the lightest. Oh, what an amazing thing. But anyways, for us, we don't know. हमारे मन में तो ये डाउट रहेगा, ऐसा हो सकता है क्या प्रभु जी? I don't think it's possible. श्रद्धा स्टेज में तो मैं नहीं हूं, तो मुझे पता नहीं शास्त्र सही कह रहा है कि नहीं है. So see here, yoga siddhis are something which people hanker for. And here it is said, no yoga siddhir. Another very important one, apunar bhavamva. I don't want liberation also. So this is the mood of Sridhar. And Lord is saying, I don't want. And Sridhar is saying all this, I don't want. And Sridhar literally says, oh Lord, please be peaceful. And Lord is like, ask for something. And our situation is we are asking so many things, and sometimes we ask, Lord is not sanctioning my prayers. And here Lord is asking, ask for something. And Sridhar is asking for 3 things. First thing he asks for, let that Brahmana who forcibly took away my banana live. Oh, yes. Let that Brahmana who forcibly took away my banana leaves. Okay, banana leaves, not banana. My banana leaves be my Lord birth after birth. This is the first thing that he's asking. That may that Lord who would steal my banana leaves would be my Lord birth after birth. This is exactly in accordance with the prayer of Shikshastakam. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kamaye, mama janmani janmanishware bhavatat bhaktir ahitukit. Lifetime after lifetime, I want to serve you, Lord. And second thing that he prays is, let me always engage in the service of the lotus feet of that Brahmana who would constantly quarrel with me. This is the second thing. The first thing that he's asking is, may birth after birth I be a devotee. Second thing that he's asking for is, may I always engage in the service of the Lord. And the third one is so nice. He says that, oh Lord, I don't want anything else. Please make arrangements in such a way that I'm able to constantly chant the holy names of yours. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh my God. Amazing prayers. Amazing. We have to learn from this. See, if at all we are missing anything in our life, this is what we are missing. Therefore, this should be our only prayer. That, oh Lord, please give me deep attachment, attraction, taste for chanting your holy names, offenselessly with love and devotion, and for serving your lotus feet in Vrindavan consciousness. Bas, agar ye mil jaye na devotee ko, nothing else is needed. Devotee will be floating in the waves of ecstasy and he'll be always blissful. As of now, we are hankering for other things because we are not there at that level. We are not floating in the waves of ecstasy. But prayers also should be like that. If we pray for it, then Lord will bestow. If you are not able to offer this prayer, it means we have to receive mercy of the Lord to offer this prayer. So we should pray that, oh Lord, please shower your mercy so that I can pray like this. Many times it happens, it will be difficult to offer such a prayer because it's a pure devotional prayer. So it's very, very important that every single devotee who is aspiring to attain Krishna this life has to offer such a prayer. Deep attachment, attraction, taste for chanting the holy names, and to serve the Lord in Vrindavan consciousness. So wonderful. So this is the 9th principle, that we have to just aspire for attaining Krishna and nothing else. Nothing else. Everything else will come. जो भी कर्मा में है, जो बैग में है, वो गिरेगा ही नीचे. Blast होगा ही. Sometimes the blast will be very soothing. Sometimes it will be very hurting. But it's going to happen. Whatever is there in a karma bag is going to happen. So at all we have to aspire for something, hanker for something. Nothing material. Something like this for attaining Krishna this life. Yeah. And all the devotees around, when they heard these prayers. In fact, Sridhar himself, when he was making these prayers, at the end of asking these 3 things, he was filled with love for the Lord. He was raising his arm. He started crying loudly. And all the devotees looking at the situation, they all started crying loudly. Such an amazing prayer this is. Such an amazing thing that he's hankering for. And all the Vaishnavas were overwhelmed. And they all loudly started chanting, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So this is the ninth principle. And finally, Gauranga, at the end, acknowledging such pure devotional prayers, he says, O Sridhar, you are my servant. That is why you are able to see my opulences. That is why your mind does not deviate from me. Thus, I am giving you devotional service that is confidential in the Vedas. Lord bestowed Krishna Prem onto him. And all the devotees around were so happy. Everyone was Jai, Jai, Jai. Everyone was so ecstatic. They were so happy that he got Krishna Prem. Such an important thing here to learn. Lord is making this prayer, making the statement that since you are my servant, your mind does not deviate from me. The goal that is there in life is very, very important. If we call ourselves as devotees, that goal has to be very clear and one shouldn't deviate from that goal. If you're deviating from that goal, then it means it's a problem. It's a problem. So deviating from the goal is something that is not expected from us. So this is the last principle which I would like to highlight here. We should not deviate from the goal. And our goal of life is only one, to attain Krishna, Krishna's eternal service. And whenever we're deviating from the goal, by the help of devotees, we should get back to the goal. Keep that goal back and march towards the goal. And look at this, Lord is acknowledging this particular thing, that since you are my servant, your mind does not deviate from me. And therefore, you are able to see my opulences. It's very easy to say, I'll attain Krishna this life. And if I 10 principles, and if you're able to implement this, and not very difficult, very difficult. 10 ही है वो भी, simple. Yes. You're able to implement these 10 principles. Oh, that will be so wonderful. Therefore, I always say this, that we are so close, so very close, to attain this goal, that is attaining Krishna's eternal service. Why I always say this, that we are very close? Because everything is set in our life. ऐसा कुछ नहीं that is missing. You might feel something is missing, maybe in your material life, but spiritually nothing is missing. Be it the association of devotees, be it the goal, that is something that is always spoken from Bhagavatam, be it guidance, be it the association of those great souls, the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, or be it any support that is needed. Everything is there because Prabhupada has established everything. In fact, our situation is like there's a prasad plate in front of us. Everything is kept in that. It's a huge feast. And prasadam prayers are done. And we are asked to eat. And we, like fools, we say, nahi khaunga. I'll not eat. Can you imagine? And the person who's saying, I'll not eat, it's not that he's full. It's not that his stomach is full, he's hungry. But it is illusion and ignorance that he's saying, I'll not eat. I'll not eat. Therefore, one thing should be very clear. Everything is set. The only thing that we have to do is run towards Krishna. If you're not able to do that, then we're just wasting our life. Therefore, this is the 10th principle, not to deviate from the goal. Just keep marching towards the goal. Okay, let's revise the 10 principles. First one, living dharmic life is very important. Second, does not get affected, or we shouldn't be affected by what people talk. Third, one should be satisfied with one's material life and never be satisfied with spiritual life. Fourth, no comparison with anyone, including materialist, especially materialist. Yes. Fifth, no wasting time uselessly proving one's ego. Sixth, gratifying Lord's senses is primary, our sense gratification is secondary. Seventh, Lord recognizes all our sincere services that we have offered in the background or in the forefront. Eighth, only by Lord's mercy we can offer heartfelt prayers. Ninth, we have to just aspire for attaining Krishna's eternal service. And finally, the 10th one, we should not deviate from the goal. So see which principles we are lacking at, and let's try to implement that. and in the auspicious day of Gaur Purnima, let's pray to the Lord. That only by your mercy I can offer prayers. Please be merciful unto me today, so that I can offer prayers to you. And these, we have to meditate, contemplate. I've given these 10 principles because this was my personal contemplation. So on the day of Gaur Purnima, or for the full life also, this can be your contemplation so that we can proceed towards advancing in devotional service. Thank you very much. Gaur Purnima Mahotsav ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.